Hey guys, it's me, Sethical. I know it's been a while, I just couldn't be bothered uploading. Anyway, today I got a tutorial on how to turn any photo you want, such as this concrete image or maybe even this grass image, into a seamless texture that can be imported into your game, and that can be used, and it will be able to be tiled, and it will look very nice. The first thing that I did but when I wanted to make this tutorial is that I went down to a garden and I took a bunch of pictures. I took about 30. They're all similar to this kind of thing, so I just took a picture of rocks, concrete, some wet rocks with some grass, some dirt, and of course grass. I also took pictures of trees. If you follow the steps of this tutorial, you'll be able to apply the same principles to a photo like this. So the first thing you want to do is you want to get a photo. I'm going to choose this concrete one, pretty easy one to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this rectangular marquee tool, and up here you'll see style. It should be set on normal, and that means you can drag the rectangular marquee around to select any area you want. However, we want to select it to fixed size. Wherever your photo is located, you want to navigate to it and right click it and click properties. Then you're going to go to details, and then down here it's going to have the dimensions of the photo. So it's 3016 pixels by 4032 pixels. That's the original photo I took, and we're going to need these details in a moment. So head back into Photoshop, and where it says the fixed size, you're going to type in the width of your photo. So back where it is, it says that the width of my photo is 3016 pixels. So we're going to type that into here. So it's 3016 pixels, and you're going to type in 3016 pixels as well into the height. But obviously, if you have something like 2000 pixels for your width, you type in 2000 for your height, etc. You're gonna just click on the photo, and a fixed size will appear on the photo that you'll be able to drag up and down, or whatever rotation your photo is in. And I'm just gonna drag it to the top, and I'm gonna do Control C, and then I'm gonna go to File, New, and we need to make sure that a new file is going to be created with the clipboard of 3016 by 3016 pixels. I'm going to click Create. Doesn't matter what the file name is, and you just Control V to paste it in, or Command V if you're on a Mac. Obviously Command C if you're on a Mac as well. And now we have our photo that we are going to use for our seamless texture. In case you want to go back and work on your photo, and I do recommend this, don't save the original photo in case you cropped it or whatever. Just leave it as it originally was. What you want to do is you want to grab your width. In my case it was 3016 pixels, and you're just going to type it into the calculator and divide it by 2, and that is the amount that you want. So 1508 is the number we want to put into the horizontal and the vertical boxes of our offset tab to make it push everything to the right halfway and push it down halfway as well by that many pixels. Click OK, and you'll now notice that we have some seams in the middle of the photo, and this is what we want to eliminate. There's a tool here called the Spot Healing Brush tool. It's below the eyedropper and above the brush. Just click that. If it's selected to something else like the patch tool, just hold it and then let go over that tool. Now what you're just going to do is you're just going to change the height and the width to whatever you want. Set the hardness to 0. That brush is way too big, so I'm just going to change it to about there, and you just drag down. You can already see that there's not as notable of a crease. So notice that this is what it originally looked like, and after using that tool, it's gone rid of that line there. This is what we want, but it's still kind of noticeable, so I'm just going to go over it again. It's looking pretty good. Now I'm going to do it here where there's another line. Do it again. Go over this one. There's a very noticeable crease here. It's pretty much gone, but this part here is looking pretty bad. Just fix that up. If you want to make it a bit better, you can also turn up the hardness, so this will just be a completely black. That's looking a lot better already. I'm going to go over this one again because it's still kind of noticeable. Just do some squiggly lines. I'm also going to do it down here as well. Oops. It's looking very good. Just get this bit down here. Okay, here. Now there's kind of grey patches here. Just want to fix that, so just drag this tool over the top of it. Fix it all up. However, this tool isn't probably going to help with that. What we're actually going to need now is the clone stamp tool, which is found right underneath the brush, and the history brush tool. If you can't find it, say it's like this tool, the pen stamp tool, just drag over it, let go on that, and you're good. Now, the clone stamp tool works by selecting an area, and then it just starts to paste that area over the part that you want. So we're going to hold down Alt to signify that we want to select an area. A good spot that I want is about the middle of here. Always do the middle, don't do the edges, it's darker around the edges and it won't work as well. But now that we've let go of Alt, we can start drawing over this. Draw all those grey bits, and that's looking a lot better already. Ooh. Okay, so you'll notice that there's a little bit of a seam there, so we can just go back to our spot healing tool and just drag over it, try to fix that up. That's looking great. Any other grey bits? There's some here. And you can basically do this just to however you want. If you're not happy with what part it's selecting, just hold down Alt again, select another part, start dragging all over again. It's looking much better. Now I'm gonna go over with this tool again, just around this area, just try and clear up anything unwanted. That's looking really good. The middle is still looking a bit weird, so I'm just going to go with this tool again. I'm just going to go and select this part, and we'll go over here. And I'm going to go over this spot once again. And there, I am very happy with that image, so what I'm just going to do is go File, Save As, and I'm going to go to a folder that I want, so I'm just going to go and create a new folder on my desktop. Let's call this texture, or actually let's call this concrete. So I'm going to open that up, I'm just going to call this file the concrete file, and now that it's saved as a Photoshop file, and what we can also do is we can also go Save As, and click the Save As type and scroll down to PNG. not JPEG, PNG. This file is lossless and it's much better quality, which is what we want. So just save that in the same spot. And just wait until the saving bar is done. And it's done. So this is the image that we want. But now we can start applying a normal map, which is like, it adds all the bumps, which will make our photo look a lot better. So what we'll do is we'll go to Filter, 3D, and Normal Map. It's going to think for a moment, and then it's going to pop up with a new window. So this is what we want. You'll notice that the photos turn blue. This is okay. That's just what normal maps look like. Anyway, that's good. I don't want any blur. Blur just makes it blurry, and yeah, we don't really want that happening, so I'm just going to turn all the way to 0. I'm going to make invert height off, so it's kind of sticking into the ground, as you'll notice here, so it kind of looks like the shadows are falling inwards. If you don't want that though, and it won't be bumpy, actually I like it bumpy, we'll just make sure invert height is ticked, and the detail scale, keep it on at least 100%, but if you want, we can go up to 120%. Once that's all done, we're just going to click OK. That's saved, and now we'll go File, Save As, make sure we click PNG, and then we're going to go concrete_normal. If you don't have the history window, just go Window, and then look for the history one, click that, turn that back on, and where it says Generate Normal Map, we'll just click behind it. That sets us back, or you can just press Ctrl Z. But now we're also going to go to Filter, 3D, Generate Bump Map. And this is similar to a normal map, but it adds a perspective of height to your texture. Make sure the blur is at 0. Check invert height if you had invert height on before. And then detail scale, keep it at least 100, or yeah, won't look that good. File, Save As, PNG, concrete_bump, save, okay, let that save, and once this is finished saving, you'll know by looking in the bottom left corner. There we go. Alright, and just undo that, and then we'll just do Ctrl S to save it, and then we can exit out of Photoshop. So now what we have are 3 photos, one of the concrete in its bump map version, and 3 in concrete normal map version. What we can now do is we can open up our game. I'm just going to open up my Unity project. So I've got a completely empty scene here. I'm just going to go add object 3D sphere. So now that we've got a sphere, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to go right click, create, and folder. I'm going to call this concrete, just because I'm making a concrete texture. And we're going to go to where we saved our files, so I just saved on my desktop. Now I'm just going to go click on my concrete, control, click on my bump, and still holding down control, I'm going to click on my normal, and I'm going to drag all 3 in to my folder. And now we got 3 textures in our game. We've got the concrete, we've got the concrete bump, and we've got the concrete normal. With the concrete normal though, you're going to go to texture type, and check it to normal map, otherwise it will not wait it's supposed to. Hit apply, and now we've got the normal map in the game. Now we're gonna have to create a material to put on our object, so I'm just gonna go right click, create material, and I'm gonna call this concrete, and I'm gonna drag it onto the sphere. So now we've got the concrete material on our sphere. With the concrete material selector, I'm going to drag my concrete into the albedo, so now you can see a texture on it. I'm going to drag the bump onto the height. Notice a little bit of change, you can fiddle with this later, just keep it on lowest value for now, and drag the normal map onto the normal map slot. Notice that it gets kind of bumpy. If you don't like how bumpy it is, you can turn it to, ooh, you can invert it. If you don't like how bumpy it is, you can turn it down to just point values, but yeah, don't really go above 1. 1 looks pretty good in this case. And you can also fiddle with the height map all the way. Makes it extremely bumpy. Wow. Just dragging that slider. See what you want. I'm just gonna have like 0.02. And there we go, we got the material on our sphere. And that looks pretty good. Alright, I'll add a plane just to show you some more that it works. Just drag the concrete material onto the plane. It's probably the best spot to check if you like it or not. Look at that, it's pretty much seamless except for here where it's kind of bumpy. But that's fine. What I'd probably do is I'd change the tiling in the main map section, not the secondary map section. The main map section to make it a bit smaller. You can obviously do this with a bunch of objects, but yeah, it's good to just test it. And if you like it, or if you don't, you can keep it or just go back and change it. I've had a couple of times where I found seams on my photos, so you can kind of see where it's kind of got the seams on it. It still looks pretty good when you're close up though, so it's fine. Yeah, see them around here. Anyway, thank you for watching this tutorial on how to make seamless textures. Subscribe, leave a like, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.